Viewers and friends, Andrew back again, and welcome to another video. And today is the beginning of a new series that I'm planning to do throughout the year 2014 called Back to the 80s, where I review a bunch of different 1980s movies. Most of you know that the 80s is my favourite decade for film, and I've been wanting to do something like this for a while, and I thought with the new year rolling in, what better way to kickstart things by doing a new video series. So I'm going to do a bunch of different movies, horror, non-horror, and as you can see the backdrop behind me is slightly different. This will be my backdrop for my non-horror films, and then when I do my horror reviews it'll go back to my normal location. I just thought this would be something a little bit different and slightly more appropriate when I'm reviewing a non-horror film. So I'm going to be kind of combining two things into the series. What I'm also wanting to do is do reviews strictly for movies from 1982, which is the year that I was born. So those videos will be mixed into the overall general 80s reviews. Now to kick things off, I thought what better movie to review than my favourite film of all time, which is the Goonies. Absolutely amazing movie. I absolutely love it. I've been watching this movie year after year since I was very, very young. I've got pretty fond memories of renting this one out on VHS from my local video store. I would watch it constantly. It's probably my most watched movie actually, and I just thought this would be a really cool movie to review for my first video within this series. I'm sure most of you are well familiar with the film, but I still wanted to review it all the same. So yeah, the Goonies. This one centres around a group of kids who live in a small seaside town called Astoria in Oregon. The central characters in this one are Mikey, Data, Chunk and Mouth. Also Mikey's brother Brand and his two friends, Steph and Andy. Now this one also includes three bad guys called the 80's, and they're pretty much your main essential characters within this film. So for those who've never heard of this movie before, which I highly doubt anyone has not heard of this one, but the quick synopsis is this one centres around the group, the Goonies. They decide to go on a bit of an adventure to try and find One-Eyed Willie's treasure. Basically, their houses are at risk of being torn down from some greedy developers within the town. They all have to move to different parts of America. They're not happy about that, so they're trying to save all their homes, and to do that, they really need to find One-Eyed Willie's treasure. So not only is the Goonies, the group, on the hunt for the treasure, but also the bad guys, the 80's, are also trying to locate the treasure as well. So it's a really good sort of scenario between the two groups. You know, you've got the good guys, the Goonies, versus the bad guys, the 80's, and it just makes for some really wacky and fun situations throughout the movie. So that is essentially the plot. Now, as I said, you know, this is my favourite movie of all time, so obviously I love the movie to death, which I do. The main thing that I love about this movie is easily the characters. Out of any movie that I've ever seen, you know, these have some of the best characters, especially in terms of personality, and especially for a family themed movie from the 80's. They all offer something completely different. They all give fantastic performances, I think, and just their different personalities really, really work well together. My favourite character would definitely be Data. He's just absolutely awesome with all his crazy inventions, which half the time they fail, they do not work, but still there's some pretty key situations where his inventions do play a pretty key role to getting the Goonies out of some tight situations throughout the movie. But yeah, I enjoy all the characters, you know, they're absolutely fantastic. And I cannot believe that I forgot to mention one other character called Sloth, who's actually related to the bad guys, but he ends up helping out the Goonies in the end, specifically Chunk. Can't believe that I forgot to mention Sloth. He's an awesome character. But yeah, fantastic characters. Again, I love the setting. The coastal town of Astoria looks absolutely fantastic, and I really love the underground cabin setting under the restaurant when they go on their adventure. Of course, when they finally discover the One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship, it looks absolutely amazing. And you know, it's a feel-good movie. The movie ends with the Goonies being able to save their families' homes, which is absolutely awesome. You know, it's the main reason they set out on the adventure in the first place. So, great film. Again, it has an awesome soundtrack as well. The main theme song, Goonies Are Good Enough, performed by Cyndi Lauper, is excellent. I actually have that song downloaded on my iTunes, and I do listen to it quite a bit. So really good theme song there. That pretty much sums up the movie for me. As you guys know, favourite movie of all time. Really can't fault this film at all. I absolutely love it. So for an overall score, I'm going to have to give The Goonies a 5 out of 5. I'm sure most of you have seen it. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. This one obviously gets my highest recommendation. There's really no excuse not to own this in your 80s movie collection. There's several different editions, DVD, Blu-ray, and even the VHS is quite easily sourced as well. So there's really no excuse not to own this movie on one of the formats available. It's available worldwide for pretty cheap most places. So yeah, definitely an essential addition to your 80s movie collection. But as I've mentioned a few times in this video, I'm sure most of you have seen it. You all probably own it, at least I hope so. So yeah, that's been my review for The Goonies. Let me know what you think of this video series. Also let me know what you think of my favourite movie of all time. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and thanks a lot for watching.